Hey guys, this is Malph, and welcome to another adventure with World Quest. This one is for the Honorbound, if you're Horde. And I use to grade this the Malph aggravation scale. All right, 1 is like, okay, 10 is, oh hell no, go home Blizzard, you're drunk. Okay, so anyway, the first thing I do on any character is I take a look at the map and see what's available to me. So these are all going to take place in Kil Taras. If you're the Alliance, it would take place in Zuldazar. And I take a look at the map at Kil Taras, and the first thing I look for is collections. If there's a mining quest, if there's an herbalism quest, this young lady here, Kippy, she happens to be a miner. So I'm taking a look at Drusvar. My apologies, Alliance. And first thing I see is pet battle. So that's an instant, yes, I'm going to do that. Then I take a look around, see what else is there. Captain Planet, no. Nah, not really worth it. Oh, hell no, I'm not going in that goddamn forest. Take a look up here. Ooh, worst quest ever. And Azerite Empowerment, I can do that. It's easy. One mob, one kill. There's a mob, one kill. And that's a 1.3 million health mob. So I'm really deciding whether to go after the 1.3 million health one or Beachhead. Oh, God. It's like choosing bad or worse. So anyway, I'm heading on down to the docks to get on the quote-unquote boat and go on over to Koldaras. And I notice that Arathi's portal is open, so I'm going to be busy later doing my 20s. The Honorbound give you lots of good stuff. First of all, they have some interesting quests. It's fascinating. You have your war campaign, and you have this little mission table. Some people don't like it. It's in the game. You might as well use it. What else are you going to use your war resources on? Okay. And you go there, and what I do on my characters is priority number 1 is rep. Until I have that at exalted. Then I'll pound that rep until the bones are dust. After that, I will generally go for pet charms or augmentation runes, and there's Nathanos, Himmler. And after that, I will go after Azerite power if I have to. But yes, you are working for Sylvanas Hitler and Nathanos Himmler, so objective is to go out here and start some shit, basically. If you're on a PvP server, or if your war mode is on, let me put it that way, I'm old school, forgive me, then this is going to be quite an adventure for you, one way or the other. I will never have war mode on, ever, 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 ever. Did I mention ever? But the first thing I do is fly out to the pet battle. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you here what not to do. What not to do. I see so many players do this and don't give a shit about anybody else. And if you want just a little bit of common courtesy, here's what you do. When you run up to the pet battle, you're going to drag a bunch of mobs with you. And if you're on a warrior, there's no way to mitigate that. You're going to drag them with you. So what I do is I stop short of the quest giver and I kick ass. At the bottom line, I'm going to take them out. I'm not going to drag them over the pet battle and possibly bug it out for somebody else. I'm not going to cause any problems. I'm going to take these spiders down. Okay? That's just common courtesy, guys. If you're on a character that has no mitigation, like a shaman, warrior, etc., just take them out. They're not that bad. It's not hard to do. Okay, so I'm going to do this pet battle. While I'm doing this pet battle, let me just reiterate, be courteous to other people. They're in there doing their thing, and if you drag a bunch of mobs over it, it might glitch out. That's not a good thing. Also, as a horde coming over here to Drusvar, I don't know much about Drusvar. I can only speak from my perspective as a horde player, because I haven't quested out here as Alliance yet. This zone is depressing. It reminds me of an empty field in February with temperatures in the mid-30s, and the snow is just hanging onto the ground in patches. It's cold, it's miserable, it's wet. It just reminds me so much of so many depressing things. It reminds me of Cleveland. But this zone is just full of things that want to kill your ass. I mean, spiders, witches, Wiccan people. That's why I'll never go into that forest. I don't care what kind of prize they're giving away. I'm not going down there. I went down there with Gallowix to open up the Horde base there in the mountains, and I'm not going down there again. So screw that. I went down there one time to kill an elite. But the Alliance players, God bless you. I feel for you. This zone, I've heard lots of people say great things about it, and I'm sure from their perspective it is. But for me, Drusvar is just, oh, God. You just don't want to go there. But the quests are so convenient. And that's your objective, isn't it? It's to get these done as quickly and as efficiently as humanly possible. By the way, I've already done a video on this pet battle. It's called Night Horrors. You know, as a Horde getting around, you only have like 4 flight paths, and one of them is universal. That's any port in this zone. Everything wants to kill you. You accidentally run into Alliance bases. You're always being chased by something. So it automatically gets a aggravation scale of 2 just from running around. Now I wanted to show you this too, because a lot of people don't know this. Coming back from the pet battle, your base is right under you. It's under you. So just jump down. You don't have to go through the spiders again. Just jump down there. Take a little bit of fall damage, but whoop to do. You'll make that up in no time. So I'm going to fly over here to the chapel. And look, I made a friend. Again, coming on down here to take on this boss, I drugged some mobs with me. And being courteous, I'm going to take them out before I get to the boss. So I come down here, and there's the boss walking away. But suddenly, I get ambushed. I get ambushed by these people down here. And I am not going to drag this mob onto that boss. So I finish off that mob, go after that boss, charge in. There's some people wailing on it. They came up from the harbor. I'd like to know how they did that, because that's convenient. Anyway, we take out this captain. I don't know who he works for. Probably the Ashvane. But anyway, I'm going to go on and finish the other 2 quests. I'm still deciding whether to do the 1.3, and I saw something shiny. I had to stop and get it. I collect more metal out doing world quests than I do actually farming for it. And look, something else shiny. Platinum. Yay. So I stop and get that. And you'll find on your gatherers, your herbalist and your miners. This is a good way to just, kind of get a little bit extra out of these world quests as you're going along, rather than sitting there going in a circle for hours trying to farm something up. Mission Impossible is anchorweed, right? Okay. Kippy here happens to be an engineer. Go away, turtle. Go away, turtle. Go away. Shut up. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I'm going over here to Captain Planet. There we go. Captain Planet. Now, this mob has been killed, and it's going to be a little bit before it respawns, about a minute. So I noticed that I don't have a food buff. Guys, I haven't done my cooking video yet, but you should always have a food buff, because you always have food. There's 10 tons of food. So I'm going to put a food buff on. I'm going to think about it. Well, maybe it'll spawn right now. Da, 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 da. But I said, nah, go ahead. So I eat a ravenberry tart. And that gives me 41 haste, I think. Somewhere around there. It gives me haste. So anyway, I eat this thing. And if you eat it up until 10 seconds, you'll get a buff, food buff. So the food buff's up, and look, the mob spawn, perfect timing. And what we do here is pretty brilliant. They drug them into that puddle, and all the melee standing in that puddle get that buff from the Azerite. We take this guy down pretty darn quick. Yep, there he is, dead. Okay, so you get a little bit of rep with Captain Planet, and you get another check mark done for the Honorbound. Now I have to do something. I would rather crawl through hell wearing gasoline pants than to do this. But I'm going to do it because nobody wants to do the $1.3 million boss. Okay? So I'm not going to make you endure this shit. I am just going to cut to the scene where I'm flying back to the port because, oh my God, that's a 10 out of 10 on my aggravation scale, that quest right there. So I'm flying back to any port. You got to think that Pandora sitting on top of there, does he ever get cold or lonely? Anyway, the question is, Honorbound, is it worth it?
Traveler.
Is it worth it to get at least one character to Exalted with the Honorbound? Well, let's take a look at what they got.
What has the wind brought?
They got a bunch of stuff. They got toys, tabards, gear, patterns for your professions. That's another video. Just a whole bunch of stuff. But you'll notice there's no mounts in here. 3 pages is pretty good.
The deep places
but is it worth it? Is it worth pushing at least one character to Exalted?
Oh, yeah!
Yes, it is. The reason being is you get another race, the Meghar Orcs, and they give you, after you're done with their most excellent quest line, this dire wolf. And he's a pretty cool looking wolf. Riding around on a wolf that nobody else can get other than Horde. That's pretty darn cool. And you get him for free after you finish that quest line. So is it worth it? Yes. Aggravation level of 5 to 7 depends on what's in the zone and the quests that are there. You guys have a great day. Be good to each other.